So the movie starts in a concentration camp where we meet a boy being taken away from his family, and then he starts exhibiting magnetic powers, so this is obviously Magneto. We cut to the present day where 17-year-old Rogue puts her boyfriend into a coma after kissing. Elsewhere, US Senator Robert Kelly is trying to push for a Mutant Registration Act, which would force all mutants to reveal themselves to the public. Nearby, Professor X, leader of the X-Men and powerful telepath, sees Magneto and tries to get him to back off humanity, but Magneto just vaguely threatens him. We cut back to Rogue, who has run away and somehow made it to Canada. She ends up going into a bar and sees the Wolverine in a cage match, which he wins. After the match, he is attacked by the guy he beat and reveals his claws, which scares the owner into trying to kick him out of the bar. The Wolverine obviously isn't intimidated. He leaves the bar and drives off, only to find that Rogue is hitched a ride in the back of his truck. As they're driving, he reveals his name is Logan and gets distracted and crashes into a tree and is sent flying out the windshield. Though he's fine since it's revealed he can heal. Suddenly, a giant man named Sabretooth shows up and attacks and knocks Logan out until he is saved by the X-Men, Storm and Cyclops, who manage to drive Sabretooth off. They save Logan and Rogue and take them back to the school. Logan wakes up and properly meets everyone like Jean Grey, Scott, and Xavier. Xavier believes Magneto is after Logan, so he has him stay in the mansion, in exchange promising to help him figure out the mysteries of his past. Rogue enrolls in the school and forms a bond with a boy named Bobby Drake. Magneto sends a member of his Brotherhood of Mutants, Mystique, to kidnap Senator Kelly, and they put him in a machine that will activate latent mutations in non-mutants, which ends up working against Magneto as Kelly is able to use his mutation to escape. Back at the mansion, Rogue visits Logan while he's having a nightmare and he accidentally ends up stabbing her, but she's able to use her powers to absorb his healing ability and recover. The next day, Mystique, in the form of Bobby, convinces Rogue that Professor X is furious with her and she needs to leave the school. Xavier uses his mutant finder Cerebro to find Rogue at the train station. Logan goes after her, and Xavier sends Storm and Scott too. This leaves Cerebro unprotected for Mystique to sabotage. Logan ends up finding Rogue and is able to convince her to return to the mansion, but they are suddenly attacked by Magneto, who reveals that he was actually after Rogue all along. He knocks Logan out and takes her, while at the same time Scott and Storm are attacked by Sabretooth and Toad. Xavier can't read Magneto's mind because of his helmet. He attempts to stop Magneto by controlling Sabretooth, though lets him go when Magneto threatens the recently arrived police. Kelly arrives at the mansion, and Xavier reads his mind to learn Magneto's plan to use Rogue to unleash a wave from the machine to turn all humans into mutants using radiation. Kelly's body rejects the mutation and he dies, and though Xavier attempts to locate Rogue with Cerebro, Mystique's sabotage knocks him into a coma. Jean is able to fix Cerebro and uses it to find Rogue at the Statue of Liberty. They go there and fight the Brotherhood. Logan fights Mystique while everyone else fights Toad. They reach the top of the statue but are stopped by Magneto, who restrains them and then begins transferring his power into Rogue. Logan is able to escape and fight Sabretooth and then frees the other X-Men. After defeating Sabretooth, they help Logan reach the machine, and while Logan distracts Magneto, Cyclops lasers him and Logan destroys the machine. Rogue seems dead, but Logan gives her his healing power and she wakes up. Logan and Xavier wake up from their comas, and Xavier gives Logan a tip that could lead him to his past. We also find out that Mystique has disguised herself as Senator Kelly. Logan leaves the mansion, and the movie ends with Xavier playing chess with Magneto in prison, who threatens him once again.
The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it. By any means necessary. And I will always be there. Old friend.
Being one of the first Marvel movies I ever saw, X-Men 2000 is interesting. They chose to focus on Wolverine as the main character instead of Cyclops, and instead of going for the colorful look of the comics, they decided to go the edgy black leather route, which is fine, like, it works for the era. Though I admittedly would have wanted to see all these characters in comic-accurate costumes, which it looks like we're finally getting in Doomsday. Speaking of which, this movie, and this specific series, is going to definitely be important to at least Doomsday considering most of the actors are returning. There's theories that they may not be the exact same variants, potentially pulling a Deadpool and Wolverine and just having variants played by the same actors, as well as another theory I'll get to when we cover another movie later on, but it's too soon to tell. Definitely a must-watch.